Gotcha. So talk to me about this weekend and how exciting that's going to be.
This weekend is extremely exciting for the Blue Angels. This is the birthplace of the Blue Angels in 1946. And just being back here, personally for me, is incredible. I've done many tours in this base, VP16, VP10, FRC Southeast, Jacksonville, and lastly, VPU2, the Special Project Squadron. And it's just humbling being able to be here representing over 800,000 sailors and Marines currently deployed, boots on ground, onboard aircraft carriers. And it's just, I think it's going to be incredible for the public to see amazing flight demonstrations and hopefully inspire the next generation.
And what does it mean for you as a woman to be up there and flying during this show?
Well, I'm the assistant maintenance officer, so I don't fly the jets. However, my job is to ensure the health of the jets are good to go in order for us to put on the best flight demonstration available. I'm also a safety officer during the flight demonstration. I talk to the jets the whole time, just giving them live grades and also pass winds and ensure that the altitude and the separation amongst each other are safely enough to execute the demonstration.
But still a very important job.
Yes, it is truly incredible and humbling. I've been in the Navy 23 years, and this is 1,000% the highlight of my career, just being able to just represent every sailor and Marine that I have served with during my time in the military, and being here with people like Marcos, Ivy, who ensure that everything happens on the ground in order for us to safely execute this.
So if someone has never come out to this show, talk to me about what they can expect to see.
They can expect to see combat maneuvers. Essentially everything that happens in combat and country is what the maneuvers that you will see during the flight demonstration. It's going to be a 44-minute flight demonstration for the 6 jets and a 10-minute flight demonstration for Fat Albert, who opens the show. It's truly inspiring what they're doing up there, and hopefully they'll get to see a little bit of a culture of excellence that we promote towards for our country. Get inspired to serve our country, get inspired to serve our community. Community outreach is a big part of what we do during this team. So yes, that's what they'll be able to see.
And you know, I've heard Fat Albert's name mentioned quite a few times. Explain what is Fat Albert, to be exact?
Fat Albert is our Fat Albert Airlines. There's a C-130 aircraft that takes us from one place to another every single week to perform in 32 cities across the United States. Not only that, they do an 8-minute flight demonstration where they show you the capabilities of the C-130, whether they're going to combat takeoff or approach, combat maneuvering. They also do a lot of slow transitions and low transitions as well when they are in country. So what they'll be able to see is an amazing aircraft that not everybody gets to see them unless you're actually overseas when they're actually executing their mission.
And then talk to me about how both of you got involved in something like this.
All right, I'll let you go first.
Well, my dad would take me to the air shows here in Jacksonville since I was a little kid, and it's always been a dream to be a Blue Angel and be part of the team and see what we do for the community. It's very nice to be back home.
And then, so you said this is home for you, so are family and friends going to be out here this weekend?
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll have family and friends as well. Here, I am from Puerto Rico, so this is the closest we'll get to the island. A lot of my parents and my siblings have all relocated here since then, so Jacksonville is my home away from home.
And you said they're going to be here this weekend.
They will be.
When did they come over from Puerto Rico?
They moved 4 years ago, between 4 to 6 years ago, and they all live about 5 to 10 minutes from the base, so they're pretty excited to see not only the jets, I've actually never seen the Blue Angels perform before. So for me, it's equally exciting not only to share with the local community, my fellow sailors that are stationed here on board this base, but my family that will be here as well, and his family who will be here as well, watching the whole flight demonstration for the first time.
How many Blue Angel shows did you go to growing up?
I went almost every year that they were in Jacksonville.
Okay. Did you go to the one at the beach as well, or just the one at NAS Jax?
Any show I was able to go to.
Do you have like photos from you at ones at years past or anything like that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And then is there anything I didn't ask you all about this weekend, or just the Blue Angels in general, that you think people should know about?
Yes, so the Blue Angels mission is to showcase teamwork and professionalism of the United States Navy and Marine Corps through flight demonstrations and community outreach, and hopes to inspire excellence in everything that they do, professionalism and service to country. So this weekend is going to be an incredible experience for everyone to come witness what we can actually do in the military and properly represent those 800,000 sailors and Marines currently serving our nation.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Sure, my name's Captain Alex Armatas, ALEX ARMATAS. I'm the commanding officer and flight leader for the Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron.
Gotcha. So talk to me, how long have you been involved with the Blue Angels?
So I joined the team in November of 2022. I'm in my second and final year. I'll be leaving next month, so just under 2 years now.
Second and final year. Is this sad for you, kind of, or talking about the emotions going through?
It's bittersweet for sure. The opportunity to be a part of this team is really special and really something I've enjoyed. The opportunity to be part of only 160 people on this team in total, and our job is to represent over 800,000 members of the active duty reserve and civilian Navy Marine Corps. So very small team by military standards, very small command, tasked with a very large job. So we're honored to be here. It was a fantastic honor, fantastic opportunity to be a part of it.
Did you ever think you'd get the chance to be a part of the Blue Angels?
For me personally, it was not something I looked at very long in my career. It was kind of late in my career that I determined I may have a chance to do this, and was fortunate enough to be selected. Every member of our team is hand-selected. They want to be here. They all apply to be here. Nobody is told to come here. So we're an all-volunteer team. Everyone's excited to be here, and the opportunity to join a team like this was one I couldn't pass up.
And then how does it feel to be the captain right now?
It's an honor, as I mentioned. It's the job is not as important really as just being a part of the team. It's been a fantastic honor to be here and be with all these great folks. We've got people from every corner of the Navy and the Marine Corps doing. They all came from the fleet. They all come here to do their job, and then they all go back to the fleet. So every person on this team is only here for 2 or 3 years, and then they all go back. So really fun, really cool chance to be able to be a part of this for a little while.
And then, talk to me about when people come out to the show this weekend, what's something they can expect if they've never been here before?
Absolutely. So the air show, it's going to be a full air show. You're going to see a lot of really fantastic acts. Both civilian and military acts will be performing at the air show. And then the air show will end with the Blue Angels. The Blue Angels flight demonstration will start with our C-130J Super Hercules, affectionately known as Fat Albert. And then we'll follow it up with our 6 FA-18 E&F Super Hornets that'll perform about a 35 to 45 minute flight demonstration.
And then before joining the Blue Angels, I know when I was speaking over there, one of the guys who was speaking with, can't remember her name right now. Natalia. He mentioned that he grew up coming to shows like this. Did you grow up going to shows for the Blue Angels as well?
I went to a few air shows as a kid. I actually never saw the Blue Angels at an air show. I just wasn't lucky enough to go to one in which the Blue Angels were performing. Later in my life, I actually saw them. The first time I ever saw the Blue Angels was in my first year at the Naval Academy. The team performs every year in Annapolis as part of the Naval Academy Commissioning Week, and that was the first time I got to see them.
Gotcha. And then I know this is the last time people in this area will see them, because I know in 2025 you aren't coming back. So what would you tell people at home to get them to make sure they come and see this?
If you've never seen the Blue Angels flight demonstration, or really an air show in general, but certainly the Blue Angels, I would tell people that it's very difficult to describe unless you've actually seen it in person. And I would encourage people to come out, see what this team does, watch the teamwork and professionalism on display here, not just from the aircraft and the aviators, but from everybody, the entire team, the maintainers, and everybody else that's out here to support the team. It is really one of a kind team, a one of a kind of experience, and I would encourage people to come out and see it.
And I just have 2 more questions for you. I know you mentioned this is kind of an honor to represent people. Talk to me about what that means to represent them and do a good job of that.
It means a lot. It means a lot to be a part of this team. As I mentioned, we represent the Navy and the Marine Corps. The Navy and Marine Corps are services that are by design, by definition, expeditionary forces. You won't see the Navy and Marine Corps operating inside the United States. Their job is to be in far-flung corners of the world all the time, carrying out the national tasking of our leadership, and that there are aircraft carriers right now underway out overseas doing their job. So the opportunity to represent those folks back at home, the people that don't get to see that, it's really an honor to be a part of that.
Last question, how many hours goes into making sure you all have the best show when you are in the sky?
So we have a very rigid winter training schedule that starts in the first week in November. So our last air show is in early November. The team turns over every year, and then we start training the new team almost immediately after that. So from November to early March, this team will train flying as much as 15 times a week during part of that training to get ready for the next show.
Gotcha. And then You all came from Pensacola today, right?
We did.
Flew in? Okay, perfect.